Welcome to UrbanHood, your learning platform. Urban Food Alliance services the needy in our neighborhoods.
There is a one I was looking at in Caterpillar, and regardless who comes in, that this stock has a room to grow. But technically, if you look at, I'm looking at in let's say day chart. If you look at day chart, daily chart, it does look like it's ready to. On a daily chart, it's like okay, it's coming down during a sell off, just on the daily chart. For a long time, it was going from here, it's going up, 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 up. It had a good ride. But if you look at hourly chart, 4 hours chart, it's just coming, it's down. But if you look at 1 hour short term, then what's gonna have, and by short in the short term, 1 hour, 30 minutes, usually those we look into it, it shows already yeah, at this zone oversold area. So it may have a room to grow. I'm watching it. Am I buying it? No, I'm not buying it. But it's something I'm looking at it regardless who comes in. This one has more room to grow. And the other one, what I did show you the Baba. Just look at Baba. Baba is like this morning. This is now let's do a daily chart. Baba, we know that this is a good, they're a good company, and Baba has a huge investment coming up with the, and a couple other things they're doing in China market. But it had a good ride for a while, and so on technically chart does look good that it has still more room to grow. It's an uptrending on the daily. If you look at the 4 hours, on the 4 hours chart also, it's not bad. Here just little right there is ready to go down the cross line. This is 1 hour. 1 hour just like it crossed, and then that's when you see that at some point it's crossing. It came back up this morning. It crossed and then came back up again. It's crossing. So it's, and then it's trying to figure out if it's going to go down more or it's going to stay up. But I think with the current market pressure, it is going down. But is it going to turn around? So at some point, and what I did this morning, it came back up. I did a quick scalping. I sold it, and around here I just sold it back when it came at 306.7. I had, and then I just did a short on it and came back, and then now I got in the uptrending side. I have not added too many position on this one. I'm doing something like in November, end of November, it's going to turn around going 310, 320 is going to come. Go.
Are you in options? Are you doing
Yeah.
options?
Options. This one I'm doing November 20. That in I'm saying it's going to go back to, if you look at the 310, 320, it's going to go up. But the same thing on the stock side also. I own Baba stock also. So that's something I got it when it was even below 300. Around that time price, I think oil below 300 I got it. But this one their earnings, when is their earnings coming in? Anybody knows? Baba earnings is this week or next week. So yeah, mine is like the option is going to be after earnings next week. So now if you look at their earnings before their earnings, they did very good. If you look at it earnings, Baba was all the way riding like big, and they will do the same thing this time. That I have I want to say a prediction that if Amazon and everybody is doing this, Baba also has a similar. So I think it's going to turn around, go up. So I'm just looking to add more. If it's pulled back more, I'll add more on Baba. That it's going to go up. Another one, this stock Baidu. I think this one I have been sharing with you guys that what I noticed, this one is trading in a range. If you look at it, less than a day, And it's sitting there, goes up, and then now it's a big, last week it's big here, but it's trying to find a direction, which direction it goes there. So, this another stock, and I think that is going to be turned around. And when is their earning? Earning is 28th, so in 2 days. Let's see how did they do their earnings before. They didn't do well here. There's a big drop. By the way, guys, missed there and here, but this one has a high. And how about the previous one? Okay, so history is good. So yeah, I would not play on the earnings on this one. Look at in the past, it looked like they had bad news. When was that? In February, they didn't do well earnings, and only this May they did very well. In July did not go in their favor. A lot of sell off, and now November. So hopefully, if buy the turnaround this time, it can go up. So I'll play safe with it. But this is something I am just keeping an eye on it. If I see that it goes below 130, I'll add more by the 130, 128 range. If you see that it stay a long time around that range, 127. And if you look at the whole this range, it is stayed within this range. But if it come back around that range, 28, 27, I'll add more by them. Its fundamental is very strong. I think the rest, I'm going to give the floor to Aziz. If you have Aziz, let's share with the industries what you see and others. What are you guys buying? I said here is no right or wrong answer, guys. Just as we said, share from your portfolio that where you're seeing the most loss you're looking at, and then just let us know why you want us to analyze that stock. All right, floor is yours, Aziz.
Yep. Hi guys. So this is for educational purposes only. We're not responsible for any of the trades you make. But with that being said, I don't know if any of you guys were part of the call yesterday. But I did mention that if we break 340 on the downside, or if we break 346 on the upside, we'll see a decent move downwards. And that is exactly what we're seeing. We're already down 3 points. So we're almost at 337. I'm expecting at least a retouch of 336. That's the range that I'm expecting from SPY right now. It's not looking very good. There's a pretty significant sell-off, and that is what I expected if 340 would break. I'm waiting for the end of the day to see where it kind of closes to make a decision to see if there's more downside or upside. But as of right now, it's not looking good at all. This is in terms of the SPY. So when you trade the SPY, one of the other things that you have to look at is the VIX. This measures the market volatility, and as we know, the volatility has been high, but you can see it 30.5 was such an important area for it, and it just broke out of that area today. It tried 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and it wasn't able to break out of it. 30.5 today, it's well above it, 32.06, which is a significantly high volatility for any VIX. Above 30 is bad signs. So it's not a bad idea to just take it easy, take a break, like Mushi was mentioning. Just, don't trade any kind of options or anything at this point, or only unless you have some very high conviction on certain plays. But as of right now, the market does look like it's in a very, very tricky area. Any kind of positive news, of course, would kind of cool it down, this volatility. But I wouldn't trade anything until VIX kind of comes back to below 30, because it's tricky right at this moment in time. You can try some day scalps on puts and stuff like that, but it's also not a bad idea to just stay away. But just keep an eye out on the wicks. Maybe hopefully it does come back below 30 by end of day, and then you can maybe look at something to swing in overnight. But as I was mentioning yesterday, we saw a nice little break of about almost 3 to 4 SPY points as soon as that 340 broke, as I mentioned yesterday. I'm expecting a little bit of basing consolidation and move upwards now. But there's 2 important catalysts. It's the big earnings week, 1, and 2, the uncertainty about the elections and the stimulus is not helping this market at all right now. So the market's kind of spooked right now, so be careful. We'll look at what was the other one? Oh, QQQ also. This one's also kind of selling off quite hard. Um, I mentioned 282 to 287 being an important area. So as you can see, as soon as we broke 282, we went down all the way back 3 points. So that's kind of what has happened. We were not able to break the upside, even though we started off. It kind of tried hard, but it's down now to 279. I think 278, 279 is a good area for it to reverse, but the market right now is very uncertain. So that's the reason why there's a lot of questions that are being raised about all the, like I said, stimulus bill and everything. So, but like always keep an eye out for some ranges. These ranges were important, and as soon as you break the range, you see good 2-3 point moves, and 2-3 point moves is pretty big in terms of something like a SPY or an SQ or QQQ, which would mean a lot of the other indexes fell pretty. A lot of the other individual stocks fell pretty hard. We will look at some of the stuff that's coming through in the chat line. CRM, Amazon, and NVDA. Okay, so let's see. CRM. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, not looking very good right now for CRM. As you can see, I mean, everything is kind of pretty bad at this moment in time. But I think if 240, if it doesn't hold support around this 240 area, then 233 is a good. It could go down all the way down to 233, and that would be a very good entry, because that was an important support range over here. But I think 240 is also a very good support. I think if it holds support around here, I think 250 and then 258 will happen. It's just significant sell-off right now. There's almost every chart that I will open up will look pretty bad, but it's just a matter of getting some kind of positive news, some kind of Trump tweet, some kind of stimulus news to kind of make this market jump. So that's why I would be patient. I would wait right now. But I think it's very it's at a very good support right now. I think if it holds 240, I think then 250 and 258 will get traded. On the downside, I'm seeing 233 if 240 does not hold. Amazon started off pretty well, and it's having a terrible run right now. It's also because it's been yeah, I think if it doesn't hold this 3,200 range, it's very important range. If it doesn't hold this 3,200 range, I think it can go back down to 3160 or then 3,100. So I think this is a very important range. But I think if it does hold that, I think there is room for the upside target. It's around 3276 first and then 3340. If you're in the long term, I believe you bought it at 3,400. And if that's long term, I would not recommend selling it, because I think Amazon will run up quite significantly it just needs some kind of catalyst, some kind of market to kind of settle down. It's one of the best stocks out there. It's doing significantly well. In terms of just the way their model is and everything, they're ahead of the game in a lot of ways. So I wouldn't sell it. I would not sell it at a loss. It will come back. It's just a matter of when. And with the uncertainty in the market right now, it's very hard to tell when this will turn around. But as of right now, it's in a bad spot, yes, for sure. But that's just because the market has been downtrending over the past week and a half. So just hold off long term. Don't worry about it. Don't keep looking at your portfolio and getting worried. This will turn around, and you will see a big upturn. I think it will go back to the all-time highs of 3,500 in the next few weeks, few months, a couple of months from now, I think. But right now is not a good time, of course. And let's see what else we had. NVDA and it's very hard. Like I said, it's very hard to make that, but I think 3,200 is a very good support. I think it's a very strong support. It's tricky to make that decision right now in terms of if it's a good time, because of a significant amount of uncertainty in the market right now. If you're looking at long term, 3,200 is a decent spot to enter, but with the market uncertainty, I cannot make that recommendation for sure. NVDA, let's see. NVIDIA, I think 525 is a good support range. I think even actually 530 is not bad. It's kind of spooking down a little bit. If it closes above that 529, 530 range, I think it has room to about 559. It's a good entry point, no doubt. A lot of these stocks you're seeing are at decent entries. That could mean that if the market decides to reverse now, it'd be a good time to just jump in and run really hard. I think that this 525 to 530 range for a long term in NVDA is a very, very good area. Again, NVIDIA is one of those stocks that will run up quickly and will run up very, very well when it does decide to do that, when the market does continue to settle down. 529 is a very, very good support for NVDA as well. A lot of the earnings are coming through. I'll look at Facebook and Apple. If anyone else has anything that they'd want me to check out, I'll check it out really quick. But I'm going to look at Facebook and Apple. I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a heads up as to what I see over there. 278 is a good entry for Facebook as well. I think it's threading around that range. I would not enter anything in the midday. I would just wait to see how there is. I believe Pelosi and Munchin talking today again at 2 o'clock, which is not too far away. It's I think in the next few minutes. No, never mind. Sorry, it's in the next hour. So just hold off and just see how that goes. And if they give us some kind of positive news, that'd be a good time to enter. Right now is not a very good time to enter. So just hold off for another hour, just see how the market reacts to those kind of talks. If there's some positive news, that'd be a very good time to enter. But I do believe 278 is a very nice support for Facebook as well. Apple also, all these guys are doing earnings right now. I think 114 for me was very important. I think I can just see I think if it doesn't go below 112, I think this is a good time to enter Facebook, Apple as well. If it doesn't go below this 112 range, I think I think this morning it tried hard. A lot of the stocks tried hard this morning, but they, of course, got sold off quite bad. So I think that it's in a good spot. It's in a very, very strong support area. So if it doesn't go below 112, I think Apple is a good buy as well. Let's look at Tesla really quickly. I know Tesla is another one that people like to trade. So let's see. 410, 409, 410. I think again very good area of support. If it holds that, I think upward target of 420 and then 438. But it is struggling right now, like a lot of the other ones. So just keep an eye out for that. 410 is a very good support. So a lot of these big stocks are at decent supports. It's just a matter of now the market just giving them that backing, that support, that it can run up to the next leg. But we have to just wait for the market, and that is the most important thing in the market right now is patience. And it wouldn't be a bad time to just hold off and just wait for get some patience over here. Had bought UVX on swing trade a while ago, but didn't take the stop loss. Time to sell or wait. UVXY is good because it's short. But I, in my personal opinion, I think that we bounce from here. I think we will at least bounce a little bit from here. We might not go to all-time highs, but I think we will bounce because a significant sell-off like this would require at least a mini bounce, So it might be a good time to kind of just, if you made some money on it, like Mushi mentioned, get out, and then the markets will spook again. Eventually, that's a good time to enter again. So if you're making some money on it, definitely get out on UVXY. I look at PayPal, and I will look at. I heard the market will drop a lot into November and mid-December. I'm assuming end of November or mid-December. Yeah, I think if the market does drop significantly, that would be a good time to kind of talk about phase 3 trials and everything. I don't trade the medical field stuff like the Moderna and stuff like that because it's very difficult to because they're very news driven. It's not technically driven. So I don't trade Moderna and stuff like that because it's not my cup of tea. Because you have to also keep an eye out on a lot of the news that comes through, especially for something like a Moderna or any other biotech stocks. So it would be a good time, yes, when the market does spook. Those are the best kind of stocks because those are the kind of stocks that will give you vaccine news, and it could be very, very beneficial. But it's difficult for me to say how those guys will work. But if you have if you like news driven stocks, it's a very good stock to trade. What is the other one? Let's look at PayPal. PayPal's looking terrible actually after a nice little run. Wow, 196, that's crazy. Yeah, this is bad. Again, 194, it's a solid support, very good support. I think it came almost to the T, 194, 195. It's trying to go up now. Again, very solid support right around 196, 197 as well. Some resistance over there and kind of support picked up. It broke that level. So I think if it doesn't recover into the 197 level, I think that this could be tricky. I mean, it's a breaking trend. I think if it goes below 193, I think 189 and then 183, that's gonna be really bad. But like I said, I think that there's a very good chance that we bounce, at least a mini bounce. We might not bounce significantly, but at least we'll see like some kind of relief bounce at least. And then we could continue to go back down into tomorrow, day after. But I think that towards the end of the day, I think they might come up in the next hour. They might give us some kind of positivity in terms of, oh, maybe the stimulus bill will be passed the next 2 days. So there might be some relief bounce for a few points. And that would be, and if they don't break the highs, then that would be a good time to enter puts again. So always remember, the day's highs and the day's lows are very, very important decision making points. So if they break the highs and end the day high of day, that probably means the next day will be better too. So PayPal is struggling significantly. I think it has to reclaim 197 for 205 and then 209. So I think, is there anything else in the chart line? Let's see. Workhorse, yeah, Workhorse is bad. Yeah, I don't know the suggestions that were made. They probably mentioned a stop loss, so that would be something that you would have to take care of by yourself. But let's see, Workhorse. Yeah, Workhorse is bad too. I was actually thinking it would bounce from 21, but it did not. So let's see. Yeah, right here. Expected a bounce from here, if I'm being very honest. Run off when it didn't, but it didn't do that. It traded down. Oh, yeah. Again, I think 18.34 is a good support. You see this here, a nice run up a few days back from this range. If it doesn't hold that, then 17.65 and then 16.98. Fundamentally, I've mentioned this before. I like the stock fundamentally as well, but the UPS not getting the UPS has really made it struggle. So it's breaking all sorts of important supports. I thought 19.5 and 21.8 was important, but it's breaking all that support, and it's right around this 18.34, which is another good area. I think if it does break this, 16.98 will come. But a very, very good support for this would be 15.79. I remember this from like some time back. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I think right here, 15.79 is a very good support as well. So it's at a decent support level. So maybe there is a chance of bounce. So based off of all the charts that we've seen recently, it looks like we could bounce. Will we bounce or no? We'll have to just see as in when like some kind of news, some kind of stuff that is going down. Ooh, call options of 30th October is it's very tricky with BA because BA such a difficult stock to trade in my honest opinion. Yeah, I think it might want to fill this gap out at around 154, 155. But 160 again is a good support range. So maybe hold and see if there's some positive news. Maybe it runs up a little bit and then be a good time to exit with maybe some profit or at least break even. But if it does break this and closes below around here, that would mean that at least 154, 155 is continued to get traded because this gap and usually gaps do get filled. So it's a very hard stock to trade, even though some of the information is usually priced in. It's very, very tricky because this one, I mean, it's so news driven that it's very difficult to trade this one as well. I think that's it, everyone. Call options October 30th. That's going to be tricky because it's this week's expiry, and with the volatility that we're working with right now, it's so hard. But yeah, overall, I think that there might be a mini bounce, and that's just my personal opinion. I could be completely wrong, so don't take my word for it. Just wait and see what news we bring in, how we kind of close end of the day, last hour, power hour, in the end, we see how it kind of moves, and we can make a decision based off of that. But yeah, with that being said, I think Mushi, that's about it. Does anyone else have anything? Just put it in the chat line. Otherwise, I'll give the floor back to Mushi. Okay, nothing else is coming through. Okay, let's look at Neo. I think Neo is struggling as well because of oh yeah, Neo is broken down quite hard. There's a gap here, so honestly, I'd wait for it to come down to 22.45. This would be it would be a very, very, very good buy area. Significant move up. So now I'm not surprised that it's cooling off. This low over here, if it does bounce from here, this kind of low, that's a decent bounce area as well. But if it does close below this, I think it goes down to all the way down to 22.45, and that would be an interesting, a very, very good area to jump in with a stop loss of 21.15. So I just wait on Tesla on Neo for right now. I just have it cool off. It had a 10-point run almost a few days back, so I just wait for some kind of cool off or even bring it down to this level here. So for Neo, I think right now. Microsoft, November 20 is not bad. You will see some big good days. Ooh, it's at the 229, 210. It's a very good area. 208 to 210 is a very good area, very good support area. I think it wants to bounce off of that area right now. Again, one of the stocks that will quickly move around once the market does reverse. But as of right now, 210 would be a nice area for it to jump off. So if it does close over that, maybe you see 214 and then 217 for Microsoft. So if November, you have some time. If it breaks below 208, I think 204 will trade. So just hold off on that. This is kind of a stop loss. If you enter on 210, and this is probably a stop loss because below that it goes down significantly. So yeah, a lot of it depends on how the market reverses, what kind of news we get. I think it's just the market's sold off pretty well. I mean, it's sold off significantly, and just waiting for some kind of catalyst to turn it around now. At least a mini bounce is what I'm expecting as of right now. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, Mushi, you can carry on. Thank you, guys. Oh,
Thank you, Aziz.
There's something that just came through. What is it? August 10th.
Yeah.
Is 2 months since that, buddy. But I will look at JMIA before I call it a day.
Go ahead.
Yeah. JMIA.
Touch at least the one or the upside or downside. Whoever said, we give that, the Hanuma, did it never touch the target or stop loss? Okay.
I mean, so I guess that's a good thing, right? So for me, 17.45, as I mentioned already, is an important level. It seems like it kind of came down and it's running up nicely. I think upside target of 20, 21, and then 23.7, I think is kind of what I'm seeing. So it looks like it's actually held well in a relatively decent sell-off, right? So if you're entering and if you're in profits, I think that this is doing well actually. Jamia is doing pretty well actually.
Yeah. Comparing, I think it's Hanuma, what price did you get this one? I know we gave this alert some point. Not sure you you can talk, but
hello Mushi bhai, this is Azad. Today I just checking through brother Hunuma's, because I was not able to, so he sent me a link. That's why I kind of got in today with his link. Maybe that's why his name. This is Muhammad Azad.
Oh, okay. So
I was the one checking on it because I entered in August 10. I think it was 1970 when I entered, but entering price was even little higher, $20 or something.
Oh wow. So you are at loss $19 or just because it's coming
going slowly up for last more than 2 weeks now. Slowly it's going up and look like it's kind of uptrend. So I
So
just
then by then you did, then maybe you means to that stop loss, because we put a, what was the stop loss? If you get the
yeah,
$19, it should hit the stop loss by looking at
yeah,
it. Okay. So whenever we give the stop loss, try to take the loss and move on, because the time you just waited for this to come back, within that time, that money you invested in this stock, you could use that money, take the loss, use the money on some other trade and make good money. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
So please pay attention to that stop loss. That's why we give the stop loss whenever we feel like, okay, it's if we touch that price, just take the loss, move on. But it look like if you'd be buying around $20, I'm sure the stop loss was around 18, 17, $18. But I see
Yeah,
that
I might have missed it. That's why, I just kept it in my.
yeah,
And
because it went so below. I can see $11, $12. That's a huge loss.
yeah.
Uh, uh, okay, do you guys all understand now when we give the alert and how to read the alert?
Especially on this one, I think it never went up by the time I bought it, but yeah, it started going low, and it went such a low that I thought just I'm not gonna do anything with that, because even though I wanted to come out, I had to take some big loss,
Okay,
so I just
yeah.
kept it. And
Let me share just to it will be good for everyone learning curve. You see, like today when we gave that in the Discord elite day or swing trade. This is the channel you're going to watch. From here, you said today that alert was SQQQ. And then the price to buy is $22, and the target is 22.50 or 23.40, and the take loss, he says the stop loss means $19 loss, right? Now let's look at this. Um, come on. SQQQ. So this way you guys all know at what time to stay in there and what time. Like since we gave it, let's see the last 1 hour chart. I'm changing my time, and that 1 hour chart we did. What did we say? That there buy price is $20 to any place $22, and sell 22.50 to 20. Starting $22.50, $22.90, $23, start selling. Did it touch $20? Today it looks like when market open, it did touch this price. $21, it went on all the way to at some point $21.50. So it touched buying price, right?
Yeah.
So what do? You guys use that to stop the limit order. So whichever price looks good to you, put that limit order and then walk away. Just do whatever you are doing with your life, with your job, right? And then when it buy it, you get an alert that you bought it. And now once you buy, okay, get back and put it. See that it's 22. It touched 22.50. It hit the target. You see that 22.64 it touched. 23.90, and it did say 23.90, 22.90 it touched. So today it touched first target, the target one, it touched this, it touched second target, then we said $23, it touched. Now first target, second target, third target, it all next one is 23.40 or 23.50. Now let's see, did it based on 23.40 it did not go yet, but with this current rate, it might, if market goes down, market goes down, it can go up. But at least if I were you, I would do this kind of thing. I do. I just look at the thing and say, okay, you know what, I made certain money, or let's say I buy 10 of them, I'm going to sell 3 of them. And then I just saw that, just giving an example, saw, okay, it went down to my next target. I'll set another 3. So then I still have 4 more. And then third one it touched. I'll sell another two. So now I have two more. The rest two I'm going to leave there, just let it see. Let's see how far it can go. That I don't have to feel bad that I lost so much money. Okay. And then next, if it hit next target, it's going to go. Or then what happens if it comes back to this one? Next I'm going to sell. So this way I do not want to go back to again my buying price. That's on the upside. On the downside, let's say if it would go the other way, what happened that we said stop loss $19. Look at that $19 and when did it touch $19? If it is keep market going up around here $19. So what I would do if I know that I'm not going to be in front of computer, now that I am in front of computer, I'm watching it. But if I would not be, then I would just put it stop or loss. So all of them put $19, walk away. Okay. So this way that when you have a scenario like that, what I mentioned, you're buying $22, it went down to all the way to $11 to $12, and then these are the thing insanity, because we are hoping and praying it's going to come back, it's going to come back. That the key of trading is that at some point you have to take a loss and move on and make money in another trade. And I see a lot of people, okay, it went down and then you keep buying, adding more, try to average down so that you don't feel bad. So, now I got a good deal. What if it takes you more than a year? There are stocks I bought that I'll show you guys that I have done in the past. The mistake I see LBS, this stock Clovis. I'll show you guys this way. At least you have some idea that the mistakes I made in my life earlier, then I said I don't want other people to do the same thing. You see that that's $28, $30 this stock. I bought around this price. Around this price. You see CLO. This is a biotech. That's why it is very hard to do this. Now look at that. What is this stock now? $5. So many, just like many of you, what happened when it went down? I kept adding more. After a while, I'm just looking at it. Okay, when it will ever come back? So more than a year and a half, I was sitting on it. At the end, when it came back around 8 or 9 around here, I took my loss, and that's like I'm not going to take. It touched around this time. It touched $10. It never came, and then came down $5. Then again, when it came back here, so I'm taking my loss, I'm moving on. And I will not do this, right? So then slowly I took a huge loss, but then I made money on other areas. But this is why I'm trying to tell you now that the mistakes I made in my past life, that I'm trying to tell you guys, please do not do this. Do not keep hoping, because anything could happen. Because now imagine the company is $60, $30, it's now $5. When are you going to ever come back in that price? It may come back someday, but we do not know, 3 years, 5 years. And by then all of your hope and dream to become a trader is gone. So that's insanity. Did that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. So please keep that in mind. So this way, you do not just get it. Or if you have a question, we have a lot of volunteers, and everyone is going to help you. And then we meet in during the day. Say, what should I do? We would have to told you to get out. Okay, that's the reason we are asking. Now share with your loss, whatever is lost. Let's say it, and then we'll tell you should you stay or not. Okay.
Brother Mushi, this is Wasim from the Gold members. I have a question about a line, ALGN. If you can please analyze that, it's kind of, just wanted to make some decisions here.
Why is that? Just earlier when Aziz was doing it, I did not want to get back that. I wish you would tell him, but I'm going to go through now quick. Align technology. Tell us about this align technology. Are you at loss on it, or you think?
No, I'm in it. I have the position as I bought some puts on it for November 27th.
It looks a long term is a bullish on the long term chart. Let's see the slowly day chart how that is. It still looks like a bullish. I guess on the day chart it looks like they had earnings came in. Earnings somehow maybe it was good. People are taking profiting on this one, and then yeah, it's like it's profit taking happening now, and it can still go a little bit more. It has a room to grow more. Which 4 hours. Yeah, it's going. 1 hour. On the 1 hour chart in the short term, just look like as I said, people are selling out. So in a 1 hour to 4 hours, that kind of gives you direction of what's happening. You see that on the 4 hours on the long term, it does look like okay, it's growing, it's going, and then whenever sometimes you see in areas like this, overbought area is too high, and it is, and now people are taking targeting. So it looks like you're on the right direction. It's if you are saying that okay, you put on this one, it has room to come back down, cool down. And it looks a long time it stayed around this price 343. So not
Right.
sure it's this one. Holy cow, yeah, it's wait, 343 range.
And to add on to this thing, if I look at its level 2 quotes, it looks kind of funny. I mean, on the red side, it's like 112255 shares only. What is that kind of manipulation going on?
So when you look at level 2 order, like usually on the red side, it's like a lot of order sitting there doesn't mean that it gets executed, right?
Okay.
So yeah, there would be people are putting those orders. So many of them based on what we see is we saw to short term is also a lot of selling happening. You see that here, and so people are taking the money out, What is
Right.
this? Taking them out, they're selling. Even 1 hour, 30 minutes, more selling. Huh?
Got it.
Buying.
Thank you.
Yeah. I see how okay, I'm looking at Amazon and all the others. This is down. Whole overall market is down. And wow, the spies. I have somebody this morning and that I had a private texture, okay, spy, like as I said, going to come in, and he was getting ready to load it. I said, download it. Don't spy load it, and then it has a room to go down. So I'm sure he's smiling right now. Because nobody knows what's going to happen until we have something steady next week. I would say wait till next week, the election, what happens, and then if somebody wants to think about loading, see if that volatility means if it goes Supreme Court, that market has way too much of volatility is coming on its way.
Thanks for watching. Visit our website, UrbanHood.org, and join our community at meetup.com and look for financial freedom for you. Thank you, and we hope to see you soon.